بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب زدني علما رب زدني علما رب زدني علما.
And again, coming from the Christian tradition, the fact that Christianity survived even in a minimal form is a virtual miracle. The Christians underwent persecution that was absolute as a persecuted minority in a dominant and hostile Roman Empire, in which the empire sought them out and fed them to the lions. And the first things they asked for when they went to a secret Christian gathering was your books. Give us your books and we will burn them in the fire. And the second thing they asked for were your scholars. And so they turned over the scholars, men and women, and they're fed to the lions. Or they're killed by other horrendous ways. So that today, when we look at the gospel of Jesus Christ, we don't even know what language he spoke. Did he speak in Aramaic? Did he speak in Syriac? Did he speak in Hebrew? Did he speak in Greek? We don't know. And what does that tell us? That you lost the books. Then, that's what that means. You don't have the books. Because if you had the book that he gave us, we would just look to see what language it's in, right? But we don't have that. And every verse in the Gospels today can be contended against on the basis of manuscript evidence. Give us this day our daily bread. You could also read it another way, because there are other transmissions. And even the word daily bread, we don't know what it means. Epousion, because it's not classical Greek. It is colloquial Greek. And we render it as daily bread, but we don't really know what it means. Okay, so where's your certainty? Where is your certainty? That's a big problem, a huge problem. And then you have the Trinity as the pivotal belief of most Christians in the world for the last how many years? And yet it has no authorization in the Bible whatsoever. It is not a biblical belief. It is not a gospel belief. It is a fabricated belief that developed over 350 years and is the product of church councils. The first council, Nicaea in 325, rejected it. But then then there was fighting among the emperors, and then you have another council at the end of the century, the 300s, in which they affirmed the Trinity as obligatory belief. On what basis? See, so this means there is no foundation for certainty, and that is extremely harmful. Extremely harmful. And if you go to Judaism, you have the same thing. How many are the Psalms of David? Well, there are 150 Psalms in the Bible, but the Dead Sea Scrolls tell us that the Psalms of David, which were revelation, were more than 4,000. Then how many were left? 150 out of 4,000? It means you lost almost everything. And we know very clearly that the earliest Jews did not believe the same thing that the later Jews believed in. The Dead Sea Scroll community is very much like us. The Dead Sea Scroll community, which lived just before the coming of Jesus Christ, one of their most important beliefs was that they believed in the oneness of God. They believed in the resurrection of the dead. They believed in the garden and the fire, the angels and so forth, as you do too. But they also believed that the Messiah was about to come. And he was about to come. Jesus, the Son of Mary. But they did not believe that he would be crucified. No indication whatsoever that they expected that he would be crucified. In fact, for him to be crucified would be an indication that he wasn't the Messiah. Because the Messiah is a powerful man of God and a deliverer. And he will not be crucified. And he will not be harmed. You will either believe in him or not. And if you don't believe in him, God will take him away. And he'll come back. And then they believe that after the Messiah would come the great prophet of the end of days, who is the Deuteronomy 18:18 prophet. A prophet, a great prophet, a special prophet will I establish for them, who will be like unto you, Moses, and him they must obey. And this is our Prophet ﷺ. And this was a major belief of the Dead Sea Scrolls community. And they made it very clear that it was also an unpopular and an unacceptable belief. So that if they did not keep it as a secret, the other Jews would kill them, because they don't like that belief. What? A prophet comes to you from your brothers, by the way. I didn't give you a great prophet God will establish to you from your brothers like unto you, Moses. Okay, so this is very important. Our religion is based on certainty. Our books are certain. Our transmissions are certain. Our tradition is certain. And then also we use the rational mind. And on that basis we know God exists. Okay, this is what we have to study. And also in Islam, we have in the Quran and we have in the Hadith two types of verses. We have verses of absolute certainty, and we call those qat'iyat, verses of or hadith of definitive meaning. They cannot be interpreted in a different way, such as the many verses about the oneness of God, or the resurrection of the dead, or the garden and the fire, the judgment, right? Those verses are absolutely clear. If you believe in the Quran, you have to believe in them. You can't say they're a metaphor. You can't say they're a figure of speech. To do that is to reject the book itself. So these are the foundation of the religion, as the Quran tells us. And then you have other verses that are open to interpretation. Okay, and these are verses that are not certain, in the sense that they don't have one meaning. So for example, did God send 120,000 prophets or 220,000 prophets, or another number? That's uncertain. You can believe whatever you want to believe there, as long as you know that there were a lot of them and they were sent to all nations. But we don't have categorical information there. Okay? And there are other things like that. So our religion is put together in an amazing way. And you have to make sure that you have beliefs that are based on the certainty of the revelation and the certainty of the rational mind, and of the mind that is informed by sound study of customary experience.